Good afternoon, everyone. It's Sal, Stretford Post. How you're doing? And welcome to the match preview between Tottenham Hotspur and Manchester United in the Premier League, which is now becoming incredibly crucial to our Champions League aspirations, isn't it? Guys, we're getting close, guys. We're getting close. We're going for that second place. That's what we're going for. From this time, fourth, we're going for the second place. And then who knows what could happen, guys? Who knows what can happen? I know. It's very unlikely that Man United are going to challenge for the first place. But you know what? All we can do is keep winning our games. Obviously, people are going to throw at me comparisons about the Newcastle United season in 95, 96. Of course, we were 12 points behind Newcastle in January, but we did have a few games in hand as well. So, guys, thank you for joining me. Don't forget to smash a like on the video. Don't forget to subscribe to the channel, all that jazz. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Get your predictions in. How do you think the game is going to go? Do you think United will finally get one over Spurs? We haven't defeated Spurs since the 22-23 season, guys. It's a bit crazy, isn't it, when you're thinking like that? We lost to them 4 times last season, guys. 4 times. There's no more of this niceties, guys. We need to put them to the sword. We need to get a little bit of revenge, guys. I'm sorry, but we do. I mean, goodness me. You know, they've become a bit of a bogey side for us, you know, not least in the absolutely audacious, terrible, dreadful, scary Europa League final in the summer, guys. Man, honest to God, it was probably the worst game I've ever seen. We drew 2-2 the last time we defeated, we played Spurs. That was at the London Stadium. When Bremo got on the score sheet, a great header, of course, guys. So, look, guys, let's be a different animal this today. Big up, Trigger Kim. How you doing, my guy? Hope you're doing well, bro. Hope everything is good with you. Please, let's not forget these pairs are, yes, Carrick is different, but we should be ready. I hope so, Trigger Kim, my guy. I hope we're ready for this game. I hope we remember as well the last games we played against Spurs. You know, we haven't done too well in recent times, have we? It's been not good enough in regards to Spurs because Spurs will be Spursy. Spurs... The problem with Spurs, right, and one of my biggest problems with Spurs is that they raise their game for these games. They raise their game for these type of games like they did against Man City. They raise their games. This is what they do. And this is Spurs-like, you know, really Spurs-like. So I think it's really important Man United are up for the game. I really think it's important that Man United approach this game just like they approached the other games, just like the Man City game, just like the Arsenal game, and make sure that we put Spurs to the sword because they'll be ready for this game. They'll be feeling confident. They feel like they got the better of us. They feel like they're gonna do us over. That's how they're gonna think. But we shouldn't think like that. We should just think like ourselves, look after ourselves, defeat Spurs, sweep them to one side, and let's move up that league, guys. Because you know what? We got a great opportunity here, guys. A brilliant opportunity to get into the Champions League. That's what it's all about for us, guys. Getting into that Champions League. And guys, you never know where the future brings, what the future brings. Winning does funny things. If you carry on winning games, you never know what's going to happen. Guys, look at my, as you can see for my lineup, of course, guys, that is my lineup there. Of course, nothing too surprising. I think that's going to be the lineup. Obviously, no changes in the lineup, of course, guys, with Dalot on the right, Shaw on the left, Leacher in the middle, alongside Maguire, Mainu and Casemiro in that midfield with Ahmad, Fernandez and Cunha as the attackers, and, of course, Mbeumo as that false number 9 kind of player. But, guys, yeah, look, it's going to be a difficult game. I know it is. Spurs will be up for this. They got nothing to lose. They're going to be going for it, of course, guys. But when I was growing up watching Man United against Spurs, Spurs was almost a guaranteed 3 points. It was one of those games you look at and think, yeah, it's Spurs, isn't it? Man United used to treat Spurs like a joke. We used to treat Spurs like a joke. Spurs were a joke to Man United in comparison what Man United were and what Spurs are. Spurs were a joke in comparison to Manchester United. They were like, you know, we got Spurs. Famously, with the Spurs being 3-0 up at half-time in a game, and then we end up winning 5-3. Being, was it a 3-1 up once at Old Trafford, and we won 5-3. You know, that's what happens between Man United and Spurs. Man United should sweep Spurs aside. Man United should not fear Spurs. There's nothing to fear in that team. They've got a couple of good players there, absolutely have. You know, but so did Arsenal, so did Man City. On Saturday, we need to really put Spurs to the sword, and we really need to tell them what we're all about, guys. We need to announce ourselves. We've had a number of obstacles this last few weeks. Now, beating the likes of Man City, the likes of Tottenham is what the likes of Man City, is one thing. But then going beating Fulham was very impressive. We beat one of the low block teams. Now we have to play against our bogey team. Our bogey team is Spurs, of course. So now this is where we truly test ourselves and say, where are we right now? Where are we in regards to the level that we are at? And I honestly think, looking at this game, I'm going to be predicting this game. I'm looking at the game, guys, and I'm thinking a 3-1 win to Manchester United. A 3-1 win to Man United. I'm thinking Man United will win this game. It won't be as pretty, but I'm thinking Man United will win this game by 3-1, guys, tomorrow on Saturday, guys. 3-1. Get your scores in. How are you feeling about it? Do you think Man United will get the business done on Saturday, guys? And maybe, you know what? Some teams might drop some points. They might drop some points, guys. You know what I mean? And we might move further away. We might pull away from the crowd. You know what I mean? Bro, what's up, Lamens? These kind of long balls outside the box is a positioning. Is it a positioning issue? I don't know. I think what Man United are doing at the moment, they're trying to win the second balls with the long balls. I like it in a way because we beat Liverpool that way, but I think that Man United are mixing it up a little bit rather than just playing out for the back, and I like that because obviously it shows a different side to our game. Sometimes you do have to go route one. Sal Introduces, by the way, has been an absolute diamond for Man United this season. I think he's been fantastic. All the goals he's conceded, in reality, are literally unstoppable. Tybog says 2-0. 2-0, says Tybog. Big up, Tybog. 2-0. I take that all day long. Yeah, I'm going 3-1. So win by 2 goals. I'll take it all day long. I'll take any score, even if we win tight game and stuff like that. I would take any score. Definitely would take any score in this game. I would love to win this game. You know what I mean? We do deserve to give Tottenham one. Definitely. We deserve to give Tottenham a good hiding, of course, guys. Big up, Mark. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Hope you're well, bro. We're going to smash Spurs. Absolutely. We are going to smash Spurs. I got a feeling this one. This one, I got a feeling that we're going to win. This one, I got a feeling that we're going to win this game. Absolutely. I got a feeling we're going to comfortably win against Spurs, guys, this time. I think it'll be different. Tottenham are due a good slapping up by Man United at Old Trafford. Absolutely, Stephen. I agree 100%. 100% we need to beat them. Mandem, large up, Sal, and each and every time. Big up yourself. I hate how Spurs suddenly turn into a good team when they play Manchester clubs. We have to fist them up and put them in our rear view as we continue to get top 4. Absolutely, mate. I don't like the way they crumble against Arsenal. They're embarrassing against their arch rivals. But when they play Man United, they seem to raise their game, don't they? They're really embarrassing against their arch rivals against Arsenal. They just get fist out, as you said. You know, but look, we need to look after ourselves, and hopefully Man United do the business, and hopefully Man United put them to the sword and put them to the sword comfortably as well, and beat them comfortably. Absolutely fantastic. 3-1, we shall concede 1 tomorrow because we often do. That's what I think, 3-1 as well. I'm saying 3-1. A lot of people are saying 3-1 today, guys. A lot of people are saying 3-1. Absolutely. I'm saying 3-1 as well, guys. That's what I'm saying as well. Absolutely. Spill the beans, Sal. Are you not changing the starting 11, or does Sesko deserve to start? I think Sesko deserves to start. I just don't think Carrick is going to do it. I don't think Carrick is going to change a winning team. I know that we won the game with Sesko on the pitch, but I just feel like Carrick is keeping that winning formula. I mean, the thing is at the moment is the fact that Manchester United are winning games and Carrick is an interim. So as an interim, I don't think he's going to change anything. I think he's just going to stick to it because realistically, in their head, subconsciously, they're not going to be thinking long term. They're going to be thinking short term about getting results and things like that. Do you know what I mean? Trigger Kim. It will be shivering if we don't score by the 75th minute. First goal is very, very key. Very key. But also it will show character for Trigger Kim, you know. If Man United can see the first goal, I don't think we've done that. Have we done that yet? We have. We've done that the last game, of course. I think if 2 games ago we went behind, didn't we? Wasn't it? We went behind. Was it 2? We went behind. Now, Man United have to show up. That's it. And if Man United go 1-0 behind, we have to show a different side to our game, you know, which could be beneficial to Man United if we end up winning the game from coming from behind, of course. Marcus, big up, Marcus. How you doing, my friend? Hope you're doing well. Good to see you. Mandem, also for continuity, he'll be looking with his squad if he was to make a change, maybe Maz for Dallo. Yeah, look, if I'm being honest with you guys, I would actually put Maz in the game tomorrow and I'll put Sesko in the game tomorrow. I just don't think this is the team that I think Ruben Amorim would pick. Myself, I would pick Maz as the right back and I would pick Sesko up front. That's what I do. That would be my choice for tomorrow's game. Absolutely. Big up, Michael. How you doing? Hope you're doing well. Mark, are you guys saying that if Carrick tactically switched it up and beat Smash Spurs, would he be a conversation to be full-time head coach? No. No, because I don't think I don't think actually Carrick is playing the counter-attacking football, though. I actually think he's playing on the front foot in the pressing game. I feel like he has to do a lot more than this. I'm talking about the end of the season. We'll start analysing it more effectively, But I don't want to see players stifled at the team, just because, we're scared of changing the team because we're winning. Let's not forget, against Fulham, we did not win with that team. We were losing. We were struggling. Sorry, we were struggling against Fulham with that team. So we changed it up. We brought Sesko on, and Sesko won us the game ultimately at the end of the day. So sometimes we have to change the game. But sometimes, you know what? It's good to change it. It's good to show Spurs, we're going to change it up. We're not just playing this one way. We're going to change it up. Because I actually don't think that Mbeumo works in that role. I don't think he works as the false number 9. I think Sesko needs to be up front. Absolutely. So what Spurs team, if any news? I don't have any news on them. I don't really focus on them until the match day, to be honest with you. I just feel like any Spurs team would be fine. We'd be right. We'd defeat them. We'll sweep them aside. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. Absolutely. Trigger Gim, I still have nightmares of that Europa League final, that goal mistake at the back. It was a couple of mistakes from Bruno and a goal mistake. It was an absolute nightmare. Yeah. I don't know what happened in that game. I mean, it was the most boring final. It was embarrassing to be involved in that final in general. The fact that it was so boring, but the fact that Man United lost this boring game was even worse. That's why I'm very, very cautious with supporting a lot of these players, because a lot of these players played in that game. And this was a massive game for Man United. That was a massive game for Man United, and they didn't turn up. And so this is why I'm very, very cautious with that. But you know what? It's about Man United on Saturday and getting a little bit of revenge, and sticking one on Tottenham. Absolutely. And making sure that they drift further down that league. Let's put them in a relegation battle after what they did last season, of course. Michael Amram, what does that mean? Michael Carrick Amram? Hey, man, I agree. We don't want to be too predictable, but if it works, it works. I don't believe we should be predictable. Yeah, I do believe we should change it. Alex Ferguson used to change things like out of the blue. You think, whoa, I didn't see that one coming. I would actually play myself. This is a team that I think Ruben Amorim would pick, but I actually would play Sesko and Mazraoui myself. That's what I would do myself, of course. 3-1 prediction for me, says Kenny. Big up, Kenny. On Tuesday night against Bournemouth, I will be on the late 9-10, as I am ambitious at Old Firestone. I do know what you mean by that, mate. I have no idea what that means, mate. Sanderberg really showed what he was all about. I wouldn't mind having him in our team. 6'4" and boost. Yeah, Sanderberg. I mean, we sniffed that Sanderberg a while back, didn't we? About Sanderberg. We said, we don't want Sanderberg. And then lo and behold, Sanderberg, becomes such a good player, Tybo, this is a great moment to play Tottenham. Also, I hope Richard Richarlison plays, and I want to see him cry. Absolutely. Tottenham won 4 in a row last season. There was, and that's the thing. They won 4 games in a row against us last season. United Mandem, we're 3 at the back. Wins for some fans are already bootlicking Glinios. Calls apparently they made the right decision appointing Carrick. How people have selective memory and amazes me. They're idiots, mate. Anyone who's bootlicking Ineos at the moment absolutely has no pride in themselves. They're stupid. Corporate beggars. That's what they are at the end of the day. So what do we call them then, Mandem? Jim Rimcliffe? Is that what we call them? Is it Jim Rimcliffe? That's what they're going to call them now. The Jim Rimcliffers. There you go, guys. Mandem minions, Jim Rimcliffers. The Jim Rimcliffers are out in force, guys. The Rimcliffers are out in force. There you go. Another co-signed little analogy from Stretford Post. There you go. Absolutely. The Rimcliffers. The Jim Rimcliffers are out in force. They're still there, guys. And, let them talk. They're idiots at the end of the day. Pathetic. They'll turn against Carrick at the end of the day. One bad result, that would be it. Hope you're well, Simon, my guy. Big up, Marcus. I'm very well. Good to see you. Hope you're well too, my friend. Good to see you. Guys, how are you feeling about the game? Are you feeling confident? Of course, I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling more confident about this game against Tottenham than any other game, if I'm being honest. I think we would revolve our first 11 if we were in the FA Cup, FA or Carabao Cup. Yep, to at least see how the bench or the squad players play. But since we are out and only have APL, it's too risky to rotate. I agree, Trigger Kim. I understand where Carrick's coming from if he doesn't change the game. However, I do think that 1 or 2 changes won't make a big difference. I think Sesko's already played a few games, and I think Mazza won't be a bad thing. I think if you start changing the midfield and the centre backs and things like that, then obviously it becomes a little bit, risky, in my opinion. But I don't think he's going to risk it anyway. Mark, I feel more confident with Dorgu at the back, but we still can win. I mean, Dorgu was playing so well before he got injured, didn't he? He was playing on the left of midfield and he's been doing so well there. I'm aware, though, guys. I'm aware of we almost drew against Fulham. Let's not forget that. We did almost draw against Fulham. We were kind of lucky in a way because in the second half, Fulham were dominating that game, in my opinion, and we weren't playing well at all. And we need a better performance against Spurs, definitely. In the first half, Man United were really good against Fulham, but in the second half, we were suspect, in my opinion. And the good thing about this Manchester United team is that we have players of moments. These players have moments, and these moments can change the game, of course, like obviously Cunha did and Sesko. Mandem, as long as we continue getting results, we'll get that top 4. We shouldn't be relying on other teams to drop points. Let's get the wins and qualify. I want teams to drop points. The reason I want them is because I want to come second. I want Man City to drop points. I want Villa to drop points. I want Man United to leapfrog them. Wouldn't that be amazing if we did that, guys? Then we become in the top 2. Wouldn't that be crazy? Marcus, I feel fairly confident about the Spurs game. Carrick got the boys playing a bit better. I don't know. But like I said before, confidence builds character. Spurs run on stops tomorrow. I don't know, because before Ruben Amorim was relieved of his duties of Man United, we were in the AFCON, weren't we? And we were missing Cunha, and we were missing Bremo, and we were missing Ahmad, and missing Mazraoui. So, do you know what I mean? Spurs play a 5-3-2 and a 5-3-2-3. They did it against City, so I expect overloads in midfield and defence. Don't play Sesko. And I expect, you know what I expect, Sugar Kim? They're going to try and come with a low block. And this is where we're going to see. Because I don't necessarily think that Fulham came with a low block against us last week. I think they actually came to play, and they did. I think that Tottenham will, though, come with a low block and see if they can stifle us. And we're going to have to try and negotiate opening them up and stuff like that. Tyberg, as far as I'm concerned, from all the London teams, I respect West Ham and Fulham more than Tottenham. There you go, Tyberg. There you go. In my opinion, Tottenham, I respect them more than Arsenal. I don't like the Arsenal fans are the worst. In my opinion, if we could find someone with Ahmad's skills, determination, awareness, or defensive drive for the left wing, we would be set. Absolutely, Mark. Big up, everyone. If we continue winning and Villa and City continue dropping points, people will look up to us and to stop Arsenal. And you never know. You never know what will happen. If Man United put pressure on Arsenal, who knows what's going to happen, guys? You never know what can happen in football, do you? We might put pressure on Arsenal, and Arsenal might crumble, but Arsenal need to lose 4 games. You know what I mean? It's going to be very difficult for them to lose 4 games. I can't really see them losing 2, let alone 4. It's going to be difficult, but you never know in football, of course. Michael, I am going for Manchester United 4, Spurs 2. My goal scorers are Cunha 2, Ahmad 1, and a Bruno from the penalty spot. Big up, very precise, Michael. Thank you so much for that. Would be a lovely game if we do that. I know, Michael, you love the number 4, don't you? Every single week you're predicting 4 Man United. Absolutely. Never happens though. But I predicted 4 last week. It nearly got there. I predicted 4-2 last week, the same as you, Michael. And it was actually 3-2. I thought Man United needed 1 more goal, and it would have been 4-2. That would have been incredible. Do you know what I mean? At the end of the day. 4-2 would be a great game. It would be a great game. It would be nice to have a good game. I mean, Man United are very entertaining at the moment. I would say that people talking about how boring the Premier League is, I think Man United are, I thought Man United are entertaining. I think Man United are keeping the Premier League up in regards to entertainment. I really do think that, Big up, Mike. So close, Mark. So close. But just as we win, I was just happy we win. You know what I mean? I mean, as long as Man United win and we blow that full-time whistle and Man United get 3 points in the bag, that's all I care about. Guys, we got 14 finals now. We won 3 of them. We got 14 finals to get, solidify our position in this league. Why not push Arsenal? We're not saying we're going to win the league, but why not push them to the end? Why not do that? Why not push them to the end? Why not push them and get closer to Arsenal? Even if we get closer to them, why don't we do that? Do you know what I mean? You never know what can happen. Every match is like a final. The tension, I won't be mad if we drew. Unpopular, but it's football, anything but I would be angry if we drew against Tottenham, yes, because we need to beat Tottenham. We got some difficult games coming up. We got Bournemouth away. We know what Bournemouth are like. And we got Newcastle away. We need to win these home games, definitely. 100% we need to win these home games. The home games are the ones. You can draw against Newcastle or Bournemouth, and then I could forgive you. But when you're playing at home against Tottenham Hotspur, who've lost to the likes of West Ham this season, I would say, you know what? Win the home games, my friend. Win the home games. Absolutely. Absolutely. Marcus, we have an early start tomorrow. Much prefer these time slots than it's Sunday, Monday. Absolutely, mate. I feel that early game sets the tone. So let's go United. You know what to do. Absolutely. I agree with that, mate. I mean, lately we've been playing on late. We're playing on Sundays and stuff like that. It was quite refreshing that we played last week on a Saturday. That was nice. You know, I do like playing on a Saturday, you know, because we get that good Saturday vibe, don't we? When you know, we get that feeling. Yeah, I mean, big up Ephraim. How you doing, my friend? Good to see you again. Good to see you. We need to give Spurs a 3-0 revenge. I would love that, Irfan. We do need to give Spurs a good hiding. We need to make sure that we beat Spurs this time, but not beating them for... If you look at the record, guys, if you look at the record of the last 10 games, we haven't beaten Spurs since 22-23 season. That's mad when you think about it. Not beating Spurs since 22-23 season is absolutely unthinkable back in the day. Do you know what I mean? People are thinking the Premier League is boring because it's Arsenal, the free kick and corner team. I think Arsenal boring. Yeah. Look, I'm not saying that because I'm hating on Arsenal. Arsenal are boring. Let's be real, guys. Arsenal are boring and probably be and they're taking me back to the days when Arsenal were boring. You remember they made a song about it, 1-0 to the Arsenal. Do you remember that? They made a song about being boring back in the day when they beat Parma in the Cup Winners' Cup final, if we remember. Prediction 2-0. I'll take that, my friend. Absolutely, Ephraim. When did we last enjoy a clean sheet? We haven't had one for a while, have we? When's the last time we had a clean sheet, guys? Can't remember, you know. I'm going to have to go scroll back. We haven't had one in the last month, that's for sure. Beat Wolves 4-1, drew 4-4 with Bournemouth, drew 1-1 with Wolves, drew 1-1 with Leeds. We beat Fulham 3-2. We beat Arsenal 3-2. We beat Man City. Well, what did we beat Arsenal? 2-1, sorry. We beat Man City 3-2, 2-0. And we beat Arsenal 3-2, yeah. 2-0 against Man City. That was the last time. There you go. Fan, there you go. Got it in the end. Tybo, imagine if we somehow win the league, and not a reality, but we can dream, right? Tybo, you know what? Football's there for dreaming. If you're not going to dream, what's the point? You know what I mean? I would say that every single day. Football has had a funny way of showing itself. I remember we were 8 points clear with a month to go, and we gave the league away to Manchester City. I remember those days. You know what I mean? And so I would not rule out anything in life. In football, it can happen at any time. It hits you when you least expect it. Next game is West Ham away, which we haven't won in a while. Everton away, new stadium. Palace at home. Newcastle away, tough game. Aston Villa, Old Trafford, tough game. And Bournemouth away, tough game. We will win all and drop an album. Trigger Kim. All right, mate. I still got to give you the rap, mate, for that one game, let alone an album. Calm down. You know what I mean? Michael, if Spurs lose to Manchester United, will Thomas Frank be sacked as Spurs manager? I think he needs to be sacked now, Michael. If I'm being honest, I think I'm surprised no pressure is being put on him. I'm surprised no pressure is being put on Eddie Howe. Eddie Howe's been doing really badly lately, and nobody's talking about Eddie Howe's job. Nobody's talking about sacking Eddie Howe, are they? You know, Tottenham are almost in a relegation zone. You know, if they lose to Man United on Saturday, it's getting a little bit nervy for them. You know, it is getting a little bit nervy for them, and I don't see enough quality in that Tottenham side to be confident that they're going to get out of that. I think he will be. I think he won't be sacked because of the Champions League. Yeah, the Champions League is one thing, but if Tottenham get close to the relegation zone, you've got to start thinking about moving on because that they're in near the relegation zone, guys. You know, they got some tough games coming up as well. If they lose to Man United, it's going to be precarious for them. They're losing too many games. Even if you're in the Champions League, they're losing too many games. Not forget, Roberto Di Matteo won the Champions League, got sacked. Do you know what I mean? I think they're losing too many games. I don't rate Thomas Frank as a manager for Spurs team. I think he's a manager for a Brentford, for an Everton, that sort of team. Everyone who manages Spurs is obviously going to struggle. It's never going to be easy to manage Spurs. Of course it's not. But, you know, what I would say is that he has done really badly. You know, that could become 6 points at the weekend, Trigger Kim. 6 points is, I think, as I said, they lose to Man United. People win below them. 6. Let me look at Spurs fixtures as well. Hold up. Right. Tottenham fixtures. And they're going to lose to Man United. They got Newcastle coming up, Trigger Kim, after Man United. Newcastle. And then guess who's after Newcastle, Trigger Kim? Arsenal. And then who's after Arsenal? Fulham away. And then they got Liverpool away. Liverpool away. Tottenham. They got Newcastle, Man United away, Newcastle at home, Arsenal at home, Fulham away. Then they got Palace, which they should win. And then they got Liverpool away. Guys, look, this is not a guarantee, you know. This is not a guarantee. They're not guaranteed here, guys. That's not including Sunderland away. Just a week later, 2 weeks later, Nottingham Forest at home, and Nottingham Forest need the points. Look, guys, it's going to be very difficult for them. Absolutely. Albert, what's going on? Longest short shot in history winning the league, but that's why the games are there to be played. Exactly. So don't stop believing. Journey song, absolutely. Big up the journey. And let's enjoy the rest of the season. The most important thing for us to do is take it game by game. And whatever happens, happens. But you're absolutely right. We just have to win our games. We just have to win our games, and we ensure that we look after ourselves. I think that's what the most important thing is. We look after ourselves, and that's how I think we should do, guys. Absolutely. We should look after ourselves, and that's it. Don't worry about anyone else for now. United for life. What's going on, my friend? Big up United Army. Sal, I definitely go for a 2-0 win. We have always been the best of the best. Big up United for life. Love it. I would love a nice, comfortable win for Man United. That'd be absolutely fantastic. Man United managed to get a nice, comfy win in this game. It would be absolutely. Sal, these owners want to shift all the blame on Amram. Some fans are also falling for that. They're idiots, mate. Honest to God, they're idiots. I don't care for Spurs whatsoever, but seriously, what is wrong with them? Frank may not be on that level for Spurs, but is he really that bad, though? No, but this is the same scenario with every single manager, isn't it? You have to question the players. You have to. And you have to question how much effort the players are putting in. He started so well as well, didn't he? He started so well and he done really well. And suddenly everyone is down tooling for some reason, which is, it beggars belief for me, you know. Football doesn't just deal with simplicities. There are lots of ins and outs, nooks and crannies about it. You know what I mean? And you can question players. It's okay to question players. The thing with, let me tell you something about what I think about Thomas Frank. I likened him to a patronizing math teacher, you know, algebra's brain food sort of guy. You know what I mean? That sort of guy, a very patronizing sort of math teacher. That's what I see Thomas Frank. I think a character like Thomas Frank fits in a team like Brentford and a West Ham, that sort of thing. I think something like that, you know. But yeah, it could be the players. I'm glad they are crap too, by the way. Big up, Marcus. Trigger Kim, they are going to be relegated if they are not serious. Low expressions will lose his mind. They will be relegated. Does anyone look at those fixtures, Trigger Kim, and confident that they're going to win? Do people look at the Man United game and confident Spurs are going to win that? They'll lose that one. They'll lose to Liverpool. Newcastle are fighting. Newcastle are good, so they may draw that one. You know, and then obviously you've got the teams like Bournemouth away. You know, and then they've got a few games there that they have to negotiate. Otherwise, it's going to get very precarious for them and very dangerous to them. Absolutely. You know, absolutely. Definitely. But, guys, I am predicting a 3-1 win for Man United, believe it or not. I'm predicting a 3-1 win for Man United. I think we'll be all right. Cleansers are so far and... cleansers, what's that? Are so few and far between. I even forgot the 2-0 win versus City. Yeah. 2-0 win against City. I mean... It's hard to believe we didn't see the goal, but even I got a little bit confused there because I was thinking, oh yeah, we kept a clean sheet against Man City. I forgot about that, but we don't keep many. Hopefully that will change. I'm a little bit concerned about Harry Maguire, and I'll tell you why. Because I think Harry Maguire works in the 3. I think he struggles in the 4. I think his pace isn't as strong as it is like it used to be, and I think that he struggles sometimes in that 4 at the back. But you know what? As long as we win the game, if it's 4-2, 4-3, 3-2, I don't care. As long as we win the game, of course, and we have a good performance. Sal, let's do our part in helping Spurs have a good old relegation fight. United are here to help. We're here to help them. They made us suffer last season. Don't worry about that. We're here to help them give a relegation. I remember Spurs being in a relegation battle back in the 90s, you know. This Spurs team, let me tell you something about this Spurs team. They're not even as good as the Spurs team in the 90s. When you think about the Spurs team in the 90s, they had Dimitrescu and Jurgen Klinsmann and Darren Anderton and Nick Barmby and Gary Mabbott and Sol Campbell and Ian Walker in goal. And, you know, they had a pretty good team, guys. They had a pretty good team. Teddy Sheringham. And that team was better than this team. And, you know, I would say that's how football's regressed, though, isn't it, for me? The Tottenham team of today would get relegated in the 90s. Definitely. The Tottenham team of today would get relegated, 100% in my opinion. I think the Tottenham team of today would definitely get relegated, 100%. Guys, it is an early show, so I am going to be finishing off a little bit early now. I want to say thank you. Guys, I want your support. I will be on Hussam's channel a bit later on, guys. So I'm going to give you the link to it, guys. So I will be on Hussam's channel, guys. So join me for that. I'm giving you the link to Hussam's channel, so you give him a raid. Make sure you join me and back your boy. Back me. Of course, guys, you go on the channel and you just go and big up the Sal, big up United and all that, because you know what? I'm the sole United representative and I'll always support Man United with chest. You know I will, guys. Absolutely. So it's important that you guys join me for that, guys. The Man United versus Tottenham preview, of course, is 3-1 to Man United. No changes in the team, even though maybe we should bring on Sesko, I think. But, you know, I don't think there's going to be anything too surprising in this game, if I'm being totally honest with you guys. But yeah, look, I'm excited for the game. I hope you guys are, and I hope you will join me for the watch along. I really enjoy your company, and hopefully we can watch the game together, and hopefully it will be a big win for Man United. And not only that, a comfortable win for Man United. That'd be absolutely fantastic, guys. Absolutely. Sam, is Sam's channel a Manchester United channel? So it's a mix. Sam is a Liverpool fan, but it's a mixed channel to have different fans from different clubs. So I'll be on the panel with Man City fans, Chelsea fans, and Liverpool fans. So I'll be on there with them, big ones as well. So people with big platforms, you know. So it's great that you guys come on there and support your boy, the Stretford Post crew, of course, Chatterboxers all day long, guys. Really appreciate everyone. Yeah, thank you so much, Marcus. Big up, Marcus. If Spurs manager gets fired now from this moment, where are they considering their games remaining? They will be relegated, no doubt. I think they need a new manager. Bouncer fan, if I'm being honest, I think they're on the road to nowhere. I think if they lose to Man United, it's going to get very difficult for Thomas Frank to keep his job. Spot on, Sal. Frank is not a big club. He's not a big club manager. Some managers are not. Some managers are good managers, but they're not big game managers, if you know what I mean, you know. And it's tough to explain it, but some managers, you look at them and you think, yeah, he's a good manager. Like, let me give an example, like Areola of Bournemouth. You think, what a manager, does so well at Bournemouth. But I guarantee you, if he goes to Man United or he went somewhere like that, he wouldn't be that good. He wouldn't be that good because the pressure's on. Man United, the pressure. And the thing is, you don't play a low block at Man United or you know, or Tottenham, for example. You have to actually go full width with your tactics. You have to press and things like that, don't you, guys? And, you know, so that's what I mean. Like, it's difficult for managers like Thomas Frank to go into Man United, to go into Tottenham. It would take Thomas Frank a couple of years to get used to it. But these days, as you know, you don't get a couple of years in football, do you? You don't get that time anymore, do you? We don't, you know, at the end of the day. Thank you so much, Ephraim, guys. Don't forget to join me on Don Hussam's channel, of course, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great day, guys, everyone. Clean sheets are so far and through between. I forgot our clean sheet versus Man City. Yeah, we're not really good at clean sheets at the moment. Just as long as we win, that's the most important thing. 3-1 to Man United. Manchester United 3. Manchester United 3. Tottenham Hotspur. Got there in the end. Tottenham Hotspur 1. That's what I'm going for, guys. See you later. Join me on Don Hussam's channel. I'll see you soon, guys. Have a great evening. Peace.